Call the meeting to order at 8:05 and Amanda,
We
could
got
you?
five, now we got.
We're getting close.
Very close.
Could you call the roll, please?
Yes. Committee member Kavanaugh is absent. Committee member Foreman.
Present.
Keith. Absent. Katz is absent. Lynn is absent. Eslin present. Malera absent. Shake.
Yeah.
Vice Chair Baird
Present.
and Chair Kasperzak.
Present. We don't have a quorum yet, so we will have to come back to the minutes if we reach a quorum. Item number 4 is upcoming agenda topics. Anything you needed to report on that? And
Nope.
we've got the list of things there.
The next page, yes.
Right.
Nope, just that we have a lot going on next year, so
Okay.
prepare.
All right. Moving on to item number 5, oral communications from the public. And do we have any public online?
There are no public online and there's only staff here in the room.
Okay. I guess we don't really then have to go through that. So we'll move on from oral communications from the public to unfinished business. And 6.1 is the downtown development updates.
Morning, everyone. Vincent Vaughn, Associate Planner. To provide you guys with the downtown development updates. So a few updates from our last meeting in October. If you direct your attention to item number 17, that's 185 Cashbury Street. That project is approved for minor facade modifications, just for new storefront windows and existing commercial building. 185 Castro, I believe, is Hummus. The one- yeah,
This is now.
the one immediately adjacent to Eureka.
Okay, the new one.
Yeah, the newer.
Right.
Mediterranean hummus.
Yeah, so
That's
Yeah, I've been to, we'll meet at the hummus place.
Like 3 hummus places.
They're up in the Plaza Conference Room.
so that one is just new storefront windows, so not much change on that one. That was approved by planning on November 17th. They're still going through the building permit phase. So they may have some construction following a few weeks, if building permits be approved. The second item is not necessarily like a planning permit update, but more of just like new businesses coming into downtown. So item number 20 for 747 West Dana Street, a new dessert shop for a ground floor retail space. Up to the new building that's being built right there, right where the that like floral shop is, like right behind it.
Yeah, that little
being
building.
built. So that's just the new dessert shop that's gonna anticipated to be open.
Yay, we have a quorum. No, we have a double quorum.
We've got you, you have to sit at the head of the table.
Oh, okay. I was like, I'll sit on the side here.
And then, so relocate a little bit. So yeah, that's number 20 is just a new dessert shop that's being opened. So no, and so that's just a new business. And then the next item is item 21 for 250 Bryant Street. That's also a new business to be operating in their existing office on first and third floor of this existing office building. So that's an office tenant, no commercial there. But that's also an existing building at 250 Bryant Street. Additionally, I don't know, Amanda, is Diana online?
She is not, no.
Okay, so just gonna give you a brief highlight on items number 23 and 24. So downtown precise plan update, as you guys may well know, that we're undergoing a comprehensive update of the downtown precise plan. The information regarding the downtown precise plan is that there is anticipated to be some delays on the work for downtown precise plan, given the new Assembly Bill 130, which has impacted staff's workload essentially for being able to kind of concentrate our specific efforts on the downtown exercise plan. AB 130 is something that is requires like statutory exemptions from CEQA, which is why staff has to kind of manage the workload regarding that. And then similarly,
Excuse me, so does that mean we're gonna go through and evaluate properties with CEQA or?
well, no, AB 130 is like a process for projects like kind of citywide. So it's just there's kind of a shortened timeline specifically for certain projects, which is limiting staff's kind of bandwidth in order to kind of concentrate their efforts on downtown precise. But subsequently, there's also Senate Bill 79, which is also recently passed, which does have more impacts to the downtown precise plan. So right now, that one allows for changes allowable to allowable land uses within 1/2 mile of rail transit stops. So essentially the entirety of downtown. So that's why there's gonna potential anticipated impacts to the downtown area, in which we will need to kind of do further studies on understanding how it should be implemented into the precise plan areas. So that's just kind of a FYI regarding that. And Diana Pentroli, our principal planner, she is leading or kind of in charge of the downtown precise plan update. So she would definitely be a good contact if you guys have any questions to kind of direct her way. And lastly,
Question on that, there was a timeline on the website. Has that been updated? There was quite a timeline of when quarterly meetings or outreach was going to be done. Has that been updated on there?
I'll have to touch base with staff to make sure that that's updated, but I assume that it'll be updated accordingly to what our new anticipated timing on. And so lastly is item number 24, which is the dark sky ordinance. So this is a project that has been ongoing by staff, and this is an objective to establish some exterior lighting standards in the city to kind of reduce light pollution, support the wildlife, and maintain the ability to enjoy the night. So right now, this project has been ongoing since June of this year, and there is a link that is available on our city webpage allows for community feedback up until December 10th next week. So you can follow the link that I think it is included. Yeah, it's on the backside, or you can visit it online. You just take a look at dark sky ordinance and you can provide feedback. Yes.
I did the survey. You know how the responses for the community, how many people did it so far?
I would have to follow up with the project planner on that, but because the survey is still ongoing, I don't know if we have the full picture of information. Yeah.
Thanks for taking the survey.
Yeah, it was fun.
Great.
I'm passionate about it, you know.
Maybe we'll be able to see the aurora borealis now.
Oh, yeah. When you're a little tipsy, maybe.
Yeah, so that is the last of, so that project will have to go to EPC and council ultimately for an approval of that ordinance. It's anticipated to go to EPC sometime early in 2026. And then subsequently it'll go to council afterwards. Right. That is all for the updates. Were there any questions?
I think we did this last year, but then as we changed, she'll have staff members who handle the downtown committee. Like, if there's an item where there's a change, could you underline the address or something, just so we can see where the changes are?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think we were doing that, and then I keep looking for that, and I says, look, Must be no changes.
Yeah, no, I can definitely.
Yeah, previous
include
that.
that.
I know, right. Any other questions or comments on the and for
Oh, wow.
Justice.
we are.
Sorry for which one?
Dark sky.
That's citywide.
Yeah, so the entire.
Yeah, it's for the entire city. So that's just more of like an FYI.
Survey, they'll ask you.
Yeah.
Downtown only, residential?
So,
Yeah.
that's for any residents, in the city, or to participate in.
Okay. Anything else? And still no public input or public
Seeing
members of the public?
no members.
All right. Great. Thanks, Vincent. Have a happy holiday season.
Yeah.
I know, yeah, we will.
Bye.
And by the way, the plaza looks, I guess that's part of the downtown.
Or
report.
festive.
Or the-
Do you want to circle back to?
Yeah, why don't we go back to item number 3, approval of the minutes. The minutes for October 7th were attached, and are there any corrections? And if not, is there a motion to approve the minutes?
I'll make motion.
Okay, moved by Jamil, seconded by Marina. Any discussion? Seeing none, all in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries unanimously. All right. Now back to 6.2 Castro Street update.
Hey, that is me. All right, there. Okay. Well, fine, I'll go noteless. Okay. All right. Good morning, committee. Amanda Rotella, Economic Vitality Manager. And these are our updates, not for September 2025, but for December 2025. First, really exciting development that the Lot 12 Affordable Housing Project is moving forward. You can see a little bit more about that project on the screen. Number of units, affordability rate, the populations that'll be served. There's a fair bit of city funding. And just to orient you all, this is City Hall back here. Library is sort of here-ish. CVS is sort of where this photo is being taken from. So you can kind of see what the rendering is there. But we're really excited that this project is moving forward with Alta Housing and Related California. It'll be really, really awesome for downtown, the increased foot traffic. And then, of course, our building affordable housing meets a lot of our city goals. And so timeline for this, we're planning to close the parking lot to public use starting late January, I believe January 19th. So we're going to be doing a kind of full court press on communications, letting different user groups know. We're going to be doing outreach to the library, the CPA, to city employees, to visitors of City Hall, letting them know that the parking lot will be coming offline and construction will be starting sometime in February or March. That project is moving forward.
I'm seeing commercial on the first floor.
That may have been original in one version of it, but I don't believe there's commercial as part of this.
It's just residential.
Yeah.
Farmer's market notification, right?
Right.
Right, yeah, the farmer's market is moving to lots 4 and 8.
Where's 4 and 8?
Oh, right.
And city council will be reviewing that.
It's original site.
It's original site,
Which is 4 and 8, where's that?
right by the Caltrain station.
Right behind like Depot Garage and
Oh, that one, okay.
yeah,
So that'll go to city council on the 16th.
where the hotel's gonna be.
Okay.
Someday.
Yeah, and I'm just making sure. Okay, so we're breaking, construction begins January 28th, groundbreaking be in February, March, and anticipated completion is January 28th. I did make my notes.
Groundbreaking is when?
26.
Sometime in February or March.
Oh, we don't have a date.
Yeah. Okay. Downtown Digest, our November Digest is out or was out just last month. So I provided print copies here. I'm happy to print out some more if needed. But lots of good articles in there. I did another article on an update on downtown vacancy, which has a list of some of the new businesses, a little bit of an update on the public art strategy. There's another printout if you haven't yet taken the survey. I've got a printout down by Thank you. And then we had a really great Small Business Saturday campaign just this past weekend. A whole social media campaign we did with the mayor. And the umbrella share program is back, although it's been out of umbrellas and I'm waiting to get more. So finally happened.
They should say, I belong downtown.
Well, they do. I put QR codes on all of them.
Home.
Yeah. And they're pretty obviously Mountain View ones. They've been branded. So anyway, but we're happy people are using them. So just a reminder, holiday tree lighting is happening next Monday. This is a free event open to everyone. For those of you that have been in the past, you know that it's quite a popular event. So it's a good time, and that'll be happening just here at the Civic Center Plaza. The other thing, Marisol, do you want to talk about this one?
Oh, yeah. We're gonna have a blood drive. So the DBA is collaborating with the city of Mountain View to have a blood drive on Friday, December 19th, 2025. It's gonna be a blood mobile that's gonna be parked in front of City Hall. It is, to my current understanding, based on appointments. So there is a website where you can scan the QR code. And yeah, it'll be a fun time. Oh, they have I think this is the most important part, is they have a drawing happening for everyone that donates during the month of December, and a lucky winner will go to the Super Bowl. So. So.
One ticket though.
One ticket. I mean, both parts. It's like, how many
Yes.
times?
Both arms, but platelets, so.
So, yeah, this is pretty much the main holiday event, if you will, that the DBA will be supporting this year. Of course, we will also be promoting what else is going on in everyone's doors, but this right here is where we're gonna be forward.
Are the elves gonna be the phlebotomists?
The DBA actually this year decided to go to not do the elf scavenger hunt this year. So there has been some feedback that it was great. You know, when COVID was around, it helped people come out of their house, go into the businesses. They don't see the huge value of it for this year. So we are going to skip it and see if we miss it and try again next year. But for now, this is what we're gonna focus on. Great.
I don't weigh enough to give blood, so.
How about platelets?
Is there a substitute?
You can give hugs away.
You can give hugs. I don't know if that qualifies for the drawing, but.
There are 4 tickets. You just take 3 friends.
Well, see, that's the thing though. Usually if you go and then you get deferred, that counts as
That's true. You tried.
You tried.
Oh,
So, yeah,
Like you don't have enough iron, they still count you as like a.
oh, right.
Right. So I think that might be an entry, considered an entry.
We'll look into
Just
that.
write down and say, oh,
I didn't know.
I didn't know.
Okay, so let's talk about the big games actually. So as you know, World Cup and Super Bowl are coming to our area in 2026. We, the city in partnership with the Chamber and Downtown Business Committee, Downtown Business Association, I don't know, too many committees, one of those, are working on some activation. And so our activation goals, obviously there's a lot of economic activity that will be coming to the region, and we want to draw some of that benefit here to Mountain View. So our goals are to boost local economic activity, to enhance community engagement, and to elevate the city's visibility. And so we are taking a 3-pronged approach. The first is around branding and placemaking in the downtown. That'll be with sidewalk decals, photo moments, other fun elements to create a festive atmosphere. City hosted activations is number 2. So having different events, both related to the Super Bowl and World Cup to promote Mountain View and to draw visitors down. And then the third, and I think really key one, is business promotion. So we want to really support and encourage businesses to do watch parties, to name drinks after players, to create like a really fun events and activities in their businesses. And so we'll be doing a lot to highlight and promote businesses and what they're doing in our city marketing and promotion. And so just a quick reminder of the schedule. So obviously Super Bowl is on February 8th, but there's going to be a whole week of activity happening in the lead up. Obviously we will have to stop saying the word Super Bowl in our promotions, as that is a trademarked verbiage. So very soon you'll start seeing us promote the big game or other approved languages. So
Something like 6, 7 or something.
Yeah, you're so hip, Mike.
So there goes my idea. I was thinking about having Super Bowl week.
Yeah, can't use it.
Can you use Super Bowl?
SW.
We'll have to look.
Which would be,
We'll have to
let's
look.
see, what numbers is SW? 26 and 29.
And just to note, so Super Bowl, we're already starting to do business engagement. So I've created this survey available for businesses so that they can start letting us know. Obviously, we'll really start leaning into business coordination as we get closer, but this is for the football big game. Businesses can let us know, like, are they having special deals? Are they hosting a watch party? Are the hotels having special deals? Are there different packages? And our plan is to create a map, a sort of fan fest map with all of the inputs we get from the business community, and we'll be promoting that really heavily. So that's out there. And then just a reminder for World Cup, obviously this is about a month and change long game series that'll be taking place across North America. So one of the benefits to us is that all the games will be at reasonable times. So there won't be any like 2 a.m. games since it's all happening here in North America. Bay Area specific games are there hosted, are noted in that green bubble. And we'll be looking to do similar 3-pronged approach, branding and placemaking, city hosted event and activation, and then the business promotion for this as well. So
Yeah, can you call it World Cup or is
yeah,
it?
call it World Cup. The big games, plural. I don't know. We'll
Another big game.
more big games. Yeah, soccer season. So anyway, we're gonna bring on. We're gonna get some help with some branding and marketing and the Bay Area Host Committee, which is our regional group that's helping to organize these large events. They've created this playbook that I shared with you at our last committee meeting, and they've got some really clear direction around phrases you can and can't use, graphics that, do's and don'ts. So we've got a lot of really good direction. We are going to be at City Council also on December 16th with a proposal for them to approve around this as well. So if you're interested, stay tuned.
Question, do we know what other cities are doing, like Sunnyvale or?
Yeah, I think all cities right now are in this sort of planning process. San Jose, I know, has put a real strong stake in the ground. They're doing drone shows and concerts and watch parties. I know a number of other cities another city has opened up like an RFP for an event producer company to come in.
There's anything out at Shoreline?
There's nothing planned at Shoreline. And for this in particular, there'll be some crossover with our concert series happening there. Yeah. But I would say I'm part of the Regional Economic Development Group, and every single one of my peer colleagues, we're all talking about this. So every city is looking to see about how they can capitalize on this economic opportunity.
Are there any statistics or knowledge of what kind of money is going to be brought into the Bay Area based
I
on?
had that on my slide from last year. I'll have to look it up. I had put some stats last time. I didn't include that slide
I might have
about that.
out of practice.
Okay.
Who cares about the Bay Area?
I know.
I care about
like
Mountain
that.
View.
What about Mountain View?
Well, I'll try and find that and I'll send that over.
How many people are taking the train?
Took a photo of the of an article that I read and it's in my office. I look at it every day. Okay, we're gonna get our piece of the economic benefit there. Okay, moving along, just wanted to provide an update on wayfinding. So we're currently out to bid for a company to produce these signs and the bid submissions are due. They're due tomorrow, so it's the third, not the second. Is that right? No, they may be due today. Anyway, they're due this week. And we're planning to have a bid awarded by December 16th. And my guess is that we'll have signs manufactured early next year, just given the Christmas holiday. But really exciting that this project is going to be happening early next year. Very
Especially
excited.
before the events.
Yeah,
that'd be nice if we-
Absolutely, to have wayfinding up and ready to go. And then some exciting updates, and actually, I see Kirsten is on the line. Kirsten, do you want to provide this update?
Hey, good morning. Can you hear me okay?
Yes.
All right, perfect. Yeah, so we have so I think we've talked about this before, with this group. There was the Senate Bill 456 that was going to exempt muralists from needing a contractor's license. So that passed in September and will be effective starting January 1. So we're starting to re-engage with the artists, and I think almost everyone is able to continue participating in this program, and we're going to start we're re-engaging them now to start in the new year. So probably weather dependent. I'm sure it's not going to start January 1st, but we're thinking probably early spring, or as soon as the weather is good enough for people to go out and start painting.
And you wanted to provide a quick update on the train depot as well?
Oh yeah. So the Train Depot Art Project. So we've been working with Arts Mountain View. This is a nonprofit group led by Mountain View resident Anita Rosen. She received a grant from the Valley Transportation Authority to put murals in downtown within a half mile of the train station. So we've we identified the train depot as a location for this. Anita Arts Mountain View worked with the Visual Arts Committee to select an artist, and they chose John Patrick Thomas, who created these series of art panels that will be set up onto the train depot building. So it'll be not next, just directly next to the Savvy Cellar space, kind of wrapping around the building, facing both Castro and the train station. And each of the panels kind of represents a different period of history in Mountain View. So those again will also be something that's done in the new year, a little bit of weather dependent. So we'll have more updates on timeline and timing probably in the next month or so.
Are we gonna get all those bollard designs or just like those are just options?
No, these were, correct me if I'm wrong, Kirsten, these are art that has been selected by the VAC. They did a whole call for art and these were part of the art.
It's a sample
Yeah,
of the ones.
exactly. Yeah, so these are 3 different artists. The first one is John Patrick Thomas again. Second one I think is Catherine Liu, and I think the third, the bottom, more abstract, colorful one is Anne Sophie Gaudette. There were 2 other artists, or there were 6 artists selected in total. So far, I think we're only going to have 5 participate. The others were, is it Zoe Karen and Rachel Barnes. And so they each will paint 2 bollards. And the purpose was to have them kind of match. So they won't be exactly similar, the 2 that each artist are painting, but they'll be kind of cohesive, create a little identity for that, each end of the block.
So does each artist get like the 2 on the end or okay, so like those 2 will be kind of matching pairs and then.
The other one might be sharks.
Yeah, well, cause I was like, if you have like sharks and then a fish like a block away, like, I don't know. Yeah.
But will they be using the same kind of paint, like the utility boxes kind of paint?
I think it'll really vary, but
Yeah, it is. It's going to be up to the artist, but they all need to have like an anti-graffiti coating added on top of it to keep it safe and clean.
Cool.
So more to come on that, but exciting that that's moving forward and that we have that legislation change.
I have a question. So just dawn on me. The paint would be like, I mean, it's not very slippery because sometimes the kids try to get on there and things like that. I don't want them just come down, the slippery paint.
It might be. I mean, I would
Even
think,
now,
the anti-graffiti coating
Yeah.
is.
Because I've seen the kids come in, the parents sometimes put the kids on there, take a photo.
You
Mhm.
want to be able to hose them off.
Yeah, exactly.
Somewhat not.
The kids are the.
Kids, yeah, and the kids. Both, depending on what they're doing.
All right, and then this is really exciting. This is sort of, you guys are the first to know, but we have been working on a pop-up with Moment, which is a pop-up company. They have a number of spaces in San Jose. They're also out at the Google Visitor Center, but we've been looking to activate a vacant storefront, and this will be soft opening December 20th and 21st. And happening at 293 Castro Street, which is the former In-Orbit space. You can see the different artists that'll be participating there. But we're working on some promotions for this. We'll be doing a press release and a grand opening ribbon cutting event in February, which we would love all of you to be at. So keep an eye out for that.
So how long will that be in effect?
They have a year lease.
A year. Wonderful.
And yeah, we're trying to get them in right before the holidays.
Are we
So
gonna be rotating through different artists, or is it like these are the four?
these are the four that will be there. Yeah,
For the entire year.
for the entire year, yes. Well, I mean, I imagine, I don't know. I imagine there's, the intention is that they would all be there and be successful, but if one has to swap out, Moment or who's coordinating it, they have a whole sort of list of artists and pop-up vendors. So there could be some turnover in the year. I'm hoping not. They're all successful.
Has there been thought of like adding like food pop-up in there?
So there is actually interest on the part of one of these businesses.
Specialty cocktails and drinks.
Oh, there you go.
Yes. So, but as soon as you add food, the permitting gets a lot more complicated. So we're starting with retail as it's sort of the simplest, easiest path forward. But yes, there is interest on the part of one of these entrepreneurs to expand a little bit into that.
That sort of food, that's like food service as opposed to buying like a jar of honey or.
Right, that's considered retail.
That's
Yeah.
retail, okay.
Right, Diana? Thank you. Okay.
So I'm so glad you brought that pop-up thing because I forgot, I forgot about that earlier when we were talking about upcoming agenda topics, is I saw a documentary about this entrepreneurs. They have these a place where they get all these entrepreneurs and they have different lifestyle and work and all that, but we went back to South America and then he is having pop-ups, all different countries, to get these people there for a limited time, just a few days, a week or so, and then it'll be interesting to. I'll pass the information.
send
I'll
me
bring
the-
more information.
Yeah, send me the
Pretty
documentary.
interesting. Yeah.
Yeah, so I will just say, we're really excited about this. This staff and Moment have been working on this for over a year. And I want to stress, the biggest challenge to us has been finding a property owner partner. And so we're super excited this is moving forward, but I want to just sort of provide the context that this was a really difficult, long lift. And that while we love pop-ups and we're super excited that this is happening, it is a model that's difficult to replicate because it does require property owner participation. So just some context there. It is exciting though. And then lastly, I wanted to provide an update on our downtown committee, visual arts committee, performing arts committee collaboration, which Stephanie and Pamela sit on our subcommittee. we're really excited to be moving forward with a pilot artist reception. And so we're targeting Tuesday, February 17th in the evening. Exact time is still TBD. But we're going to do a talk with Donald Hirschman, who's going to be having his collection code switching on display. And then we'll be doing a talk about his work. And so I think this is going to be particularly cool. Do either of you want to add anything? But really, this is an effort between these three committees to kind of bring some activation to downtown. To obviously, it's at the Performing Arts Center, so getting exposure for Performing Arts Center, and to highlight one of our artists that will be exhibiting at the Performing Arts Center. So there's a good crossover with our goal of just bringing more people down for the arts.
Do we do, and I know we do things like with the street pole banners and stuff like that, but if there's a special exhibition in the Performing Arts Center, do we ever like highlight that with street, like light pole flags and stuff like
The
that?
banners, we haven't. Typically, the our community services department uses the bus shelter large signs to promote different city events. The banners require staff to go and sort of swap them out. And so we haven't typically used that as a resource, but we're planning to print out flyers, to send them out, bring them around to all the downtown businesses, to use all of our various networks to promote this. So we'll be looking to.
Can you do things, have thought about things like communications coming out of the city, like feature an image from the collection, again, with artist approval, that sort of might change as there are different artists, but it's a way of, it's sort of a sub logo or sort of thing that says, this is the theme of the month sort of thing.
Yeah. We do promote the exhibits that are in there. They're promoted on social media. They're in the Downtown Digest. And Kristen, have we promoted? I don't think there's been any larger promotion through the larger city.
No, I think we typically stick with the Downtown Digest and our social media.
But
It might be worth talking about, just to like co-brand it with normal, it's on social media, but gotta be seen. I don't hardly ever look at Mountain View social media, but printed agendas, there could be a little picture up here of, the theme of the thing. I'm just sort of, just trying to get an image of those sorts of things out so that people see it. Oh, what's that? Oh, yeah, it's an exhibit at the Performing Arts Center.
Yeah. One of the things I know that they have done in the past is put little A-frames out like in the plaza. So that's something we could explore as well, finding ways to get in front of people. So, but yeah, this will be really exciting, and we hope you'll all be able to participate. We'll send more information out as we get.
They send like a quarterly newsletter in mail and also
Right.
email. So I don't know if they put it in there though. I don't feel like they usually put a picture.
Yeah, the
of
view.
this exhibit.
Oh, in the view.
Yeah, send it
Right.
out.
Yeah, we'll have to see when the next one's going out and see if there's an opportunity to highlight this.
Okay,
All right, and that is all of my updates.
all right. And again, still no public on,
Still seeing no members of the public.
Jill?
You just Castro Street update we'll talk about. So I saw, the city hall has this Christmas lightings and all that. And I think the three ornamental balls hanging in front of it.
Oh, and on the building?
front, yeah.
Mhm.
But I don't know if anybody noticed it. If you walk at night, late at night, you look at them, the reflection is such that they become six thing, they count to six. Because reflection in the back, and it seems like there's three
Oh, for the
outside and three
reflection.
inside. And because I counted, I was walking with somebody and said, I knew that. So I asked him, see how many up, and they counted six, So
Yeah, you get
it's
a
fun to see,
A little benefit of the
Yeah,
reflection.
late in the evening.
Do light tunnel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Weird, yeah.
Okay. We will then move on to item number 7, new business, and item 7.1, we've got a Drone Labs public restrooms presentation. Amanda, were you gonna kick this off.
Yes, I would love to take this off.
And I will pre-kick this off by saying, I was down at the League of Cities or Cal Cities conference earlier this year. I get to keep going as a former president, and met the folks from Throne Labs and went in to see the thing. I said, well, I sent it off to Amanda, and so Amanda.
Yeah, so I just wanted, before we begin, to provide just some framing for this item. And this is a purely informational item and is not currently tied to a current staff work plan. As you know, the committee often receives informational presentations on topics of interest to the committee. For those of you that have been on the committee a while, when we had the Mountain View mediators came and spoke to us, we had the sister cities. And so these are, topics of interest, and obviously public restrooms come up quite frequently in discussions. And so really the purpose today is informational, simply to learn about an approach that other cities are taking. And because it is informational, no action will be taken today. So it's not a discussion about next steps or recommendations. Really, any next steps will need to go through a city process with city staff analysis before we would bring a action item forward. And so really our discussion today can be, learning more, asking clarifying questions, but we want to be really careful to not have the conversation move into, evaluating or exploring implementation here in Mountain View, as that would really kind of move beyond what we're prepared to do and would kind of overstep the next step, which would be staff analysis. So just a little bit of context there. And with that, the Throne Labs team, welcome.
Thank you so much. I'm plugged in, I'm mirroring the next step here to occur.
No next steps.
No next steps. Yeah. I can also just join the Zoom meeting if that's easier.
Black screen, that's not. Yeah, if you're able to join the Zoom meeting,
For sure.
I'm going to give you the. I also can pull up your slides to get us started.
Whichever is easier for you. Zoom pulled up, so if you want,
Okay.
if you want to email me or just tell me the code, I can type it in, whatever works.
Yeah, it's 814-1954-3379. Just make sure to turn your.
Okay. Perfect. Good. This out. Perfect. Sounds good. Well, thank you very much. Hi, everyone. My name is Ben Simons. I am an account executive here at Throne Labs, and this is.
Jess Heinzelman, I'm one of the co-founders and COO of Throne.
Thank you very much for having us today. Thanks, Mike and Amanda, for inviting us. So I know we have about 10 minutes or so I'm just going to do a quick overview about Throne, what we do, why we're doing it, talk about some data on some of our local deployments here around Mountain View in the Bay, and then hopefully have some time for a Q&A and just get everyone's questions answered. So to start off at the top, about 5 years ago now, one of our other co-founders, Fletcher, he likes to say that his GI system is his worst system. He started talking about that a little more publicly than most people are accustomed to. And he kind of started to realize that a lot of people have this shared experience of like having stress about where the next restroom is going to be, right? Is there going to be an open, clean, functional public restroom for me to use? Turns out there's actually also a ton of data on this and how this affects our communities. I think one of the most interesting points is that approximately 1 in 6 Americans have actually left a job for access to a restroom at work. So this does have a lot of real life effects. So he sat down with Jess here, and they said, okay, well, what are we going to do to solve this problem? How can we find the solution here? And really what they came to is how can we provide a public restroom that is delightful? And those are not words that you hear together very often at all, public restroom and delight. But that's really the key to why we have been so successful in these past years. So fast forward to today, we've deployed about 90 thrones or restrooms across the country, about 18 of which are here in the Bay. In total, we've had more than 1 million uses across that entire network. So definitely a very successful implementation of public restrooms that are consistently providing delight, and also obviously is according to our mission, expanding access to clean and delightful restrooms, which is very important to us. So we've kind of gotten to this point today where we are providing what we call a self-contained smart public restroom. So let's unpack that really quick. Self-contained, this is important for a couple different reasons. What it means is that we have no connections to water, sewer, or power. So speed, really, really important. We can do this within a couple of weeks, and obviously cost. There's very little to no infrastructure cost required to set up a throne. That said, we are not compromising on, again, thinking about delight, how we can provide a positive restroom experience. So even though we have no utility connections, thrones do have clean and wastewater tanks. So they have a flushy toilet, they have a running water sink, and we have solar. So we have ventilation, we have climate control, all those things that you would expect to have in any bathroom that's gonna bring you delight and make you comfortable in there. So self-contained, very important for those reasons. When we're thinking about deploying into a downtown area, downtown corridor, the big advantage there obviously is that we can move these around if necessary. We can talk a little bit more about the data we use to make those decisions, but also a good consideration. So self-contained, really important for a couple of reasons. When it comes to the smart side of things, I know that can kind of sound like a little bit of a buzzword these days. We use technology specifically to improve the experiences of the folks using thrones or our users. On the one hand, accountability is really important. There's no public restroom out in the world right now, or even a normal restroom in a business that can provide any accountability to the folks that are using it. So someone can go into a public restroom and destroy it and walk out and nothing will happen. With a throne, you're typically going to enter a throne using your phone. You're going to scan a QR code. It's going to send you a text. It's going to auto-populate a text message on your phone. You're going to hit send, and then you're going to see this delightful door swing open or slide open, excuse me, and I'll show you a video in a second. What that means is if someone goes into a throne and decides to smoke, we can actually text them and say, hey, you're misusing this throne. We're going to restrict your access if you continue to do that. Same thing if they stay beyond the time limit. You might expect this means that we're just restricting tons of people from using the throne and no one's going to be able to use it anymore. In reality, we see the opposite. We see very, very few repeat offenders because we're providing people with a really nice, clean, delightful bathroom. So we consistently see much less vandalism in a throne than any other public restroom. So kind of what these things add up to is we're providing a restroom that people in like Beverly Hills and Palo Alto just love because of all these features and it's really pleasant to use. But we can also put it in like downtown LA next to Westlake MacArthur Park or Berkeley because we have this accountability feature built in. The second part of that smart concept is around how we can kind of maximize the efficacy of our servicing model. So we provide all the servicing and all the maintenance for our thrones. So we use data to maximize our effectiveness there. So one, when you enter a throne, we're going to ask you for a clean rating, 1 to 5. How does this look? We use that information along with historical usage data and real-time usage data to say, hey, how likely is it that this throne needs to be cleaned? So every single time we visit a throne, we're maximizing the efficiency of that visit. You don't have to visit a throne in the morning or the evening to open it or close it. It's all automated. Our tanks all have sensors, so we know exactly when they need to be filled and pumped. Every time we visit a throne, we're maximizing that. What that ends up looking like is that thrones in the Bay get cleaned on average every 13 uses. And that in reality is what it takes to provide a restroom that is going to be really comfortable and clean. And so that when you have folks visiting downtown, spending money in businesses, they are really enjoying their bathrooms. So that's kind of a summary of what we're doing. I'm going to show a video because obviously a picture or video is worth 1,000 words. As mentioned, entering a throne, you're typically going to use your phone, which is going to scan a QR code. It'll auto-populate that message. That door is going to slide open, kind of Star Wars-esque, very fun. Again, clean, touchless, flushing toilet, running water sink, ventilation, and again, solar. So when we place this, we would take a forklift, place it down, install the solar, and have it activated within a couple hours of placing it. We love our users love us, they let us know, and when they don't love us, we find out very, very quickly and we respond to it very quickly.
We also do have phone with entry mechanisms for in-house or elderly, that can be used.
So data-wise, what this actually means in the real world, what's the effect we're able to have? This is some broad data from across our entire network. On average, we see about a 4.3 out of 5 on that cleanliness rating. So the ratings that our users are giving us on a day-to-day basis when they're using a Throne. In community surveys, we see about 91% of people saying Throne is either good or great as a public restroom option. So again, pretty unheard of for a public restroom. When it comes to like a real world impact, this number on the right-hand side here, 50% decrease in public defecation. I don't know if that's an issue whatsoever in Mountain View, but we see consistently when we provide folks with a clean public restroom, they're gonna use it. And that's really the whole point here, right? We want as many people as possible to use this restroom while still providing a really good experience. Local to here, as I mentioned, we have about 18 Thrones across the bay. They range from Berkeley to South City, down here to on the Caltrain line in Palo Alto, Redwood City, and Sunnyvale. This is the kind of data that we're able to share with our customers. Because you're using a phone typically to enter a Throne, we're able to know how many people used it. The sensors on board tell us how long they've stayed in there, how long, if they're returning for more than one visit. So across these 3 Thrones on the Caltrain line here, we have 35,096 uses as of yesterday at like 7 p.m., I think, 6 or 7 p.m. So, you know, a couple more now. Average clean score is pretty typical from across our network, 4.23 out of 5. And again, this number is one of my favorites, 12 uses between cleans.
I have a question.
Yeah, definitely.
So if I had a business and only 31% of people returned to visit my business again, I would be concerned. So is this such a new way of doing, I'm gonna say way of doing business, I didn't mean it that way.
Well, you did.
It is a very new way of doing business.
So are you concerned about that, or is that just happenstance that not very many people need to use a public
I think
restroom?
this is actually very typical, and I think one thing you can't make someone want to go to the bathroom. Like they either have to go to the bathroom or not. And this is only from March. So when we're in locations for longer, we see higher repeat usage. But you know, a lot of this is also like sports traffic. So Sunnyvale gets a lot of Levi's Stadium, and people are maybe coming once, but they're not actually right there. So we do see over time, like rideshare drivers, delivery people find out about Throne and seek them out. But for the most part, it's a merging of right place, right time. And so 31% is pretty normal. And we see that as positive.
I have a question. You mentioned that there are mechanisms that can be used for the unhoused community. Is it in all of them? Is it, and what does that look like?
Yeah, definitely. So for folks that do not have access to a phone, and it can be either a smartphone or a flip phone, so you can scan that QR code. You can also just text the number on the Throne to access it, or you can use our app. But we do have a tap card program for folks that don't have phones. And the way that works is that we distribute those tap cards to a local agency. So it might be City Hall, it might be a service provider, and they assign those tap cards to those individuals specifically.
And then with the tap cards, are you able, like, okay, what if they go in there and they're smoking? Like, how do you regulate that?
Yeah, and that's why our first, you know, our priority is that we have as many people accessing with phones because we can communicate directly with them. Obviously, that's the disadvantage to a tap card, right? We can't communicate with them. Because that tap card is associated with a user ID on our end, we can still restrict that tap card's access. The disadvantage being that we can't actually text them and tell them why.
But essentially, they could go and get another tap card
So when they go back to that agency, that tap card is associated with that individual. They would go back in and they would say, my tap card's been shut off. And when they get that tap card, they're made aware of the guidelines around using a throne. And there would be a conversation at that time.
Are more of these at like train stations? So I was at a Magical Bridge Park in Morganville, and they have like probably one of your competitors, which is a very nice experience, I have to say, like you push the button, but they don't have like the whole card. And I'm thinking like, I think our park should have more of them, because usually you have some kid that's like, oh my God, I need to pee, you know?
Yeah.
And so, so one, it's like, would you get a tap card to a kid? And especially nowadays, we're trying not to give our kids cell phones, right? So then like, would you assign like a 12-year-old a card? Or like, I don't know how it would work. And my second question is like in Japan, they have those little like things you could like put your kid on and like strap them in. Like, have you thought about adding one? Because that would be great. So they're not just like touching all over the place. Your 3-year-old's like, boop, 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 boop.
Yeah.
I feel like you could just like shove it on the wall. Like, it'd be really nice. Little 5-point harness.
Yeah.
Just a suggestion.
Thank
Have them in Japan.
Yeah, that sounds.
They're cool. I'll take that one, which is, we have thought about it. I think one of the things we're very cognizant of is accessibility. And we do have a baby changing station in there. Unfortunately, with the like footprint, it's difficult to remain ADA compliant and have that at that level, just within the current footprint. But it's definitely something we can take back and see if there are ones that are safe but higher.
So I had one question you answered already, ADA compliance, you know, so it's not. The other one was an emergency. If somebody went in there for some reason to pass out, you can't they can't answer it.
Yeah.
Can the emergency services open that thing?
Yeah, good question. So when you enter a throne, there's going to be a voice in English and then Spanish that tells you there's a 10-minute time limit. And after 10 minutes, the door is going to open. It also says it inside the throne. It's written in several places. There's warnings at 5, 8, and 10 minutes. At 10 minutes, the lights are going to start flashing and a voice is going to tell you that the door is going to slide open. 10 minutes and 20 seconds, the door is going to open. And that's designed for a couple reasons. And one of those, the most important, is that if there's like a health emergency inside a throne, someone's going to know really quickly, right? Because there's going to be flashing lights and a voice playing, and they're going to see that someone's in there having an emergency. So compared to a traditional restroom where one might know for hours that someone's in there passed out, and then when they do realize the fire department has to come in and bash down the door, it's going to be really clear.
And we have had like days with that function. And then I think the other thing that's really important is we have 24/7 remote monitors that are looking at the data. They're looking at the customer like inputs and supplies. So part of their job is, you know, helping prioritize and dispatch cleaners and technicians. But part of it is also, you know, there's a phone number right on the front. If emergency services can actually call and just have it remotely opened too. We've also worked with some customers to have emergency entry mechanisms on the throne with like a Knox box, if you guys are familiar with that, but not all fire emergency services.
How did you decide on 10 minutes?
We looked around to see what was kind of standard in restroom time limits, and it ranges from about 5 to 10 minutes. The 5 minutes is usually with like an in-person attendant where they have more discretion. And then that 10 minutes, we are working on mechanisms that would allow us to provide additional time for people with mobility issues or disabilities. The challenge for us is we don't want to be the arbiter of like who is deserving. And so we're looking at ways to partner in order to do that.
More magazines. More magazines and stuff.
Yeah. You can take a magazine just for 10 minutes.
Put some downtown digest in
Does
there.
it wait until someone leaves to close the door again? Because usually they're closed, right? So it senses someone's walking out.
It says that it's empty. So if you have 2 people in there and one person walks out, it's not going to close the door and have that other person still in there.
So what was the decision of having like the manual cleaners versus this other one I went to has like we're cleaning right now, like it's like spraying the inside. Like, so why is it this versus the other?
Yeah, definitely. So one of the most important reasons we made that decision is around cost for infrastructure. So a self-cleaning restroom is going to have to be connected to water sewer, which in the Bay is going to cost a lot of money. 2, just like the actual efficiency and efficacy of that cleaning, right? A self-cleaning restroom, it's spraying water everywhere. It gets pretty humid, it gets pretty damp, it gets pretty gross in there, to be honest, is usually people's complaint. So our kind of concept is if we want the job done right, like we're just gonna do it ourselves. So our cleaner is gonna come around and they're gonna actually clean the unit and make sure that it's done right.
So speaking of the cleaning and the servicing, so I'm assuming you're contracting with some sort of a organization that will do that, or do you create your own staff? Or?
Yeah, so we have a full local staff of cleaners and techs. So we have an operations team that's based in Hayward, and then we have the 24/7 remote monitoring team. But we do all that with folks that we hire here in the day. And that's obviously really important, right? Because you never know when something's gonna happen in a public restroom. So we need to be able to respond very quickly if something.
So, just out of curiosity, so do you charge for it? Like each person that walks in, how much is it used? Or is it that you charge the city?
Yeah, it is free to use a throne. Typically, we will typically be working with a city.
Okay.
And the way that works is that we assign each throne a service tier, depending on the likely amount of use that it's going to get over a 12-month period. So based on that information, basically we say each service tier has a certain average number of cleans. So for instance, our hub service tier averages 3 to 4 cleans per day. On a busy Saturday farmers market, you're in Mountain View, we're probably clean it 10 times, right? Because we're going to be looking at all that real-time data on this is being used, way more frequently. And we're also using that historical data to say, hey, actually, it turns out every Saturday at 10 a.m., this thing gets a ton of use. So we're going to make sure that it gets pumped the night before and it's nice and clean before. And on your rainy Tuesday, it might get cleaned once. So that's just a flat fee that we bill monthly for the year. So regardless of what happens, the vandalism, any maintenance that we have to do is all covered under that service tier. There's no hidden costs or anything if something gets damaged.
Do you make the usage data available to the city?
Yeah, our customers we essentially have quarterly reports with an account manager, and they would share similar information to what we were showing earlier around clean ratings. Uptime is a big one that people really care about. So the percentage of time that the throne is available for people to use during opening hours. So in Martinez, our uptime is about 98% right now, which pretty much means that it's only not available when it's being cleaned.
I think that's been really useful. We've had customers that think it should be one place, but then we see the use is kind of lower than expected and the community value is not as great. We've moved it and had, usage go up a lot. In Ann Arbor, we moved a throne in the downtown 2 blocks and, got about 15 more average uses per day. And so I think also as you look at the precision plan for downtown, this could be really useful tool to say where should we be placing public restroom infrastructure.
Sorry, did I understand that it's not, it doesn't operate 24/7? It does,
It can, it has an extra
time?
Yeah, so our standard hours are 7 a.m. to 10 p.m. But we do offer extended hours. Sometimes we have a few that are 24/7. Oftentimes the LA ones are 6 a.m. to midnight.
And that's for staffing purposes. For
For staffing
cleaning
purposes,
stuff.
we don't have someone to go out and clean it at 3 a.m. So. And just the risk of misuse at 3 a.m. versus midnight.
What happens in places where there's nightclubs?
Yeah, we offer extended. So we have units especially when, we work with some transit agencies and their bus operators have routes that end at 2, 3 a.m. in the morning. So we can keep.
And I presume these are all long-term placements as opposed to extended event placements.
Yeah, typically we'll do a 12-month contract, and that's not to say that it can't be shifted during that contract. We can. Drones weigh about 3,500 pounds, so you're not going to knock it over or take it away. We put it up with a forklift and put it on a flatbed truck and move it, but typically a 12-month contract, which is typically necessary to get the kind of data to really show that the use case is necessary.
And other than sensors, presumably there's no video capability. I mean, at first I was, then you could, oh no, that wouldn't be good.
Do you want to go to the comments slide?
Yeah, definitely.
So I was just curious, where you're located, or what's your home base?
We're Leadership is dispersed. We all started it in the Bay Area. The other two moved closer to family. I'm actually from Portola Valley. One of our other co-founders is from Redwood City. But we have,
You have locations in DC and Ann Arbor.
yeah, we have operations in Washington, DC, Detroit, Ann Arbor. LA is our biggest market. And then the Bay Area.
You happen to know like demographics, like where you don't collect that information?
We don't want to be creepy.
Just wondering.
Like one of our core company values is don't be creepy. Like Google's be good or whatever.
What do you mean, they're old, Mono?
They're old. They're the OG. But yeah, so we don't, sometimes we'll partner with a city to do like a survey where people can contribute that information. But yeah, in general, we try to make it as easy and low data as possible.
So, I'm just sorry, did you?
No, that's it.
So like in LA where you have a lot of these, like, do I have like a Throne app that I'm like, where is the nearest toilet? Or is it mostly like you just happen, you're like, I have to go to the bathroom, you're looking around and there's one?
Yeah, so we do have an app. It's called the Throne Bathroom Network. So everyone can download it if they want to check it out. So it shows you where each throne is located. It'll send you to navigate to that throne. It'll tell you when it's how clean it is. So the last clean rating that it received. So yeah.
You know, if you want to drive 5 minutes out of your way or not.
I mean, when you gotta
Or
go.
walk. Like,
But I can see the delivery driver one. I have a family member that drives for UPS and she like plans her route
Yeah.
based on where bathroom
Oh, yeah.
access is.
Starbucks to Starbucks.
Right.
Yeah,
I
and
mean,
it's
one of my
a real challenge.
Yeah, one of my favorite things to do is, and this is not being creepy, is like when we're doing a demo at a throne, just like sitting there and watching people come and use it, and the number of Uber drivers that you see just like pull up and use the
Yeah.
throne because they know exactly where it is. Also, how like the accountability tech really just like throws you for a loop because it's so easy to judge people when they're going into a restroom, right? I'll sit there and watch someone who like looks, unhoused going in. When I first started working here, I was like, oh boy, like we're about to have a tour and this person's going into the throne. And it's like consistently just like really cool to see people use the bathroom and then just walk out and be like, go in there and it's sparkling clean. It's just like, cool. Like it's so easy to judge people.
I saw someone hit the 10-minute limit the other day in Berkeley before we were recording a podcast and I was like, oh no.
Yeah.
And he just like changed clothes for the day. And I think that's one of the other things is it's large enough that it allows for people to do that. Also in DC, just to kind of bring it to the business case as well. We do hear a lot from small businesses, especially cafes and small restaurants, what a big pain point people that are not customers asking to use their restrooms are. And it actually takes staff time and staff focus away from the core business. And so we did a survey with a third party in DC and found that 97% of small businesses supported more public restrooms. And we found in kind of qualitative surveys when we've gone around to downtown areas where there are thrones, that people really value being able to have something to point people to. So they can say no, but they can say, but there's a restroom right down the street. So as you think about that.
There was at one time I was working out on downtown and a person ran in and locked themselves in the bathroom in the workout place to use it. It was
Totally.
like random. Everyone was just working out and it just like, I think, yeah.
So how about the soundproofing? If somebody would tap on it to get out of there, can they reach to it, or the soundproofing is good so you can't hear in and out?
You can
hear
a little bit, not so much that, it's not like embarrassing to be in there and using it when someone's standing outside, but you can hear if someone was tapping on the door or like walking in there.
We have applied a lot of kind of innovation techniques. I think we came at this from a curious perspective and, one, we've included a lot of behavioral science elements, like the wallpaper looks nice, but it's also like easy to patch, fix quickly, and it deters writing on it because it's very like patterned. And our texts just carry like pre-cut leaves. So if somebody burns it or slashes it, cover it up. So kind of broken window theory. But we also there's a condition called shy peeing, where people can't pee in public or public restrooms. And so we had somebody from a foundation that works on that come and test it out. And he loved it because there's actually music and you feel like it's very private. But at the same time, you know, ultimately we have control, and at the end of 10 minutes, you know, there's lights flashing and there's a way to move people along who might otherwise just want to like camp out or hang out.
So you said it flashes lights and all those things. I
Lots
was
of-
just thinking about, would you put something in there that if the light flashes, there are 3 people waiting outside or something, 4 people now, two persons, so they can keep going faster.
Yeah, I mean, we still want it to be a delightful experience, not like a, oh my God.
2
so-
minutes to self-destruct.
Yeah.
The door opens.
We have a lot of interesting conversations about design.
So I want to be conscious of time.
Yeah. One other item.
But I know, and I don't know if there's anything else, any other slides you want to just.
No, we're happy to send over the study that Jess mentioned on
Yeah,
the
that'd be
impact on
great.
local businesses. That's great.
And they have offered, if there are people who are interested in going over to Sunnyvale, with them
Yeah.
to look at the thrown
I'm
toilet.
gonna go in there.
Is it at the
Yeah.
train station or where's it at? Oh, okay. And the Palo Alto one at the train station also?
Yeah,
Yeah.
on the
West,
downtown
east?
side.
On the
The
downtown
east
side.
yeah.
The train.
Across from Amazon.
Okay, across from the
On the
Amazon.
Alma-
Okay. On the Amazon side of the street, on the Alma side, got it.
So we're gonna head to the Sunnyvale Throne after this, if that works for people and they want to join, and we can open up the back and show you how everything works. If that sounds good. I know we just can't have more than half the people.
I can't make it, so.
I wanna go.
I will say, they're very cool.
I'm sure, I just can't make it, yeah.
Then we go for breakfast.
There you go for breakfast.
So just, I know this this is an informational item, but if the committee wanted to either get this on a work plan or make a recommendation to council or through you to Public Works, what would be
Yeah.
an appropriate process for that?
I think including it in our work plan item, when that comes, when we're developing our next year work plan, that would be the right time to bring this. I'm certainly will follow up with
And of course, you know about it and somebody's saying, oh, geez, oh, well, you know.
Yeah,
And
I mean-
stuff does happen without committee engagement, so.
well, and I know, certainly public restrooms are part of what we've talked about in terms of amenities for the larger picture for downtown. But things that we have to look at is, okay, what are the budget constraints? What are the staffing, implications, all of that. So those are the things that'll happen with staff analysis. So we'll follow up and set a meeting with Ben and Jessica to follow up. But yeah, in terms of committee action, I would say for us to discuss it as part of our work plan makes the most sense.
Or have another survey.
Have another survey?
Yeah.
Okay.
Which only also takes staff time. Thank you.
Yeah, of course. Thank you very much.
Thanks for coming over.
Yeah.
Great to see you guys again.
Yeah.
Okay, again, still no public on the line.
No public
So
here.
we don't have to do a public input. So item 7.2 is the 2026 committee calendar schedule. And did you want to address that? Amanda did attach the proposed schedule for next year, which I think was what? 8 meetings?
6 meetings. This is what we discussed at our last committee meeting to move down to 6 committee meetings. They're slightly odd, like there's not
It's not every other month.
it's not a super simple cadence. And I have the slides from last time, if we just want a quick look at it. But so it's not every other month because we do take a break.
April, May,
in-
June is very heavy. And then it goes after.
Right. So, yes, so
Yeah.
July and August is when city council doesn't meet and it's a good time for staff to take vacation. So those were pre-existing. So it's really just taking away, so the block where we didn't meet in the past was January, July, and August. And we discussed also not meeting March, October, and December. So we meet February and then 3 months in a row because we have a lot of action that we take during April, May, and June. We have to renew the parking district and the business improvement area, and we have to create our work plan. So all of that happens in there, and then we'd meet in September and November. So we'd be down to 6 months a year, but again, it's a little bit of a wonky cadence.
And this is the regular meeting scheduled. There could be a special meeting
We call a
if
special
needed,
meeting,
but-
yeah, as needed, yeah. But this would, yeah, and so.
And then the staff will send us the briefing about like what is happening in December, lighting and all those things.
Yeah,
And digest
absolutely.
too, you know.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Well, we can email those out, yeah, in between meetings.
Any questions about this? If not, is there a motion to adopt the meeting schedule? So moved by Marisol. Is there a second? Oh, Pamela is the second. Any further discussion? All in favor, say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Okay.
Oh, sorry, give me a Okay, 8.
Committee staff comments, questions?
I have a comment. So, we have quite a few committee members who are terming off. And 2 out of 3 aren't here, but 1 is here.
Oh.
So I wanted to really have a sincere thank you, Marina, for all of your time on the
So
committee.
he is totally turned out, not just
As of
turned out.
the end of this meeting, she will no longer be on the downtown committee. So a huge thank
We'll
you.
need your badge back.
From, thank you. Yeah. From the city, from staff, for your time on the committee. It's been really valuable having your perspective, and you've been our link to the Downtown Business Association for years, which has been really an important connector. So
Yeah, there's been some changes happening recently, and so I wouldn't be qualifying to be downtown anymore, so. So that's why the reason why I'm gonna be.
but you can always come as a member of the public.
Yeah.
Right.
No,
We
absolutely.
used to have regular
Yeah.
public.
Yeah, she can be an emeritus.
There we go.
Volunteer. my-
Also-
Thank you so much, Marina. And I know, Monte Carlo is still very active in Mountain View, so.
Yeah. No, and it will be,
Yeah.
it will be.
And the chamber and all of that, so.
Also terming out are David Lynn and Ann Kavanaugh. And so we want to, neither of them are here today, but a huge thank you to them as well for their service and their inputs to the committee.
And then what are we doing for replacement?
We do have a
One
new.
is sitting here.
Welcome.
Does council need?
Front of throne.
Yeah.
So, yes, starting January 1st, we will have a new committee member, and there were a number of committee members who.
Peter and I were reappointed, as was Jamil.
And was.
Based on the election.
So can we get his name?
Oh, yeah, do you want to introduce yourself?
You said I have to stay anonymous.
Well, no, you're not anonymous.
Member of the
You're
public?
just a member of the public at the moment.
My name is Dennis, and I'm the food and beverage director at the Amesville Hotel, actually.
Oh, okay. Wonderful,
We
great.
saw him there.
Bring a lot of expertise when it comes to like restaurants and stuff like that, yeah.
Hospitality, we'll be
Cool.
thrilled to have you join your perspective.
Yeah, this is wonderful.
But yeah, Dennis will be officially joining in January. So at the moment, he's just a community member joining the
So
conversation.
this is,
So we did have a member of the
It's the
public
business
here
one.
already.
Oh, I guess,
Isn't
yeah.
it downtown? Isn't it a downtown member? Like, it's like, it's not like a
business
business,
at large,
business at large? Okay. So we're still missing a commit, like a,
downtown people.
yeah.
Yes,
Like a
there are still
community.
some positions that are open. Yeah.
And do we have interview scheduled or?
We do not currently have any applicants.
Well, yeah, but I mean, I know Jeanette was very interested from M Design, and then there was the whole fiasco about, are you from Mountain View or not? So,
So we can do some follow-ups afterward
yeah.
if there are people we know who might be interested.
So what position? So we're looking downtown business owner or building owner. And what else do we need?
I'll have to follow up. I know for sure we're needing in that category. I think we might be needing. Yeah, I think that's the only category we're looking for.
yeah. I think so.
So a downtown business owner.
Or property owner.
Got it. Okay.
Great. Any other you've got a tour.
No, actually, we didn't do a tour in November because nobody signed up as a Friday before so I told it. So anyway, and we will not have a walking tour in December, but we will have one at the end of
tree lighting is Monday.
Right.
Very exciting.
And I saw some worker bees setting up wreaths downtown, and they were so excited. And they said, make sure you go look at the Christmas tree. And so it was really fun to see these grown-up adults all excited and
Getting very
making sure
festive.
that
The
everybody.
lights look nice too. Have they always been on Castro? I feel like they like this, the.
Oh, the lights over the street.
Yeah.
They've been there for a
Yeah.
couple of years.
I haven't paid attention. I was
Yeah, and they
like,
said there was more lights coming on Castro Street.
Wow. Besides the lights, they have these stars, I counted 5.
And the snowflake.
And the gift boxes,
Plaza.
yeah, those look good.
Gift boxes and everything like.
Yeah.
How many downtown business owners do we normally have?
We'll have to-
On the committee?
It's two or three.
I'll have to look it up.
We're allowed to have.
And then on our,
We have one,
One.
but I think there might be 2 more, but I'll confirm.
Well, David was one,
Right.
wasn't he?
Yeah, he was down.
So the Eagle, is that a business?
And then,
I can't remember what his business was because he was sort of a pop-up guy.
the Dandy.
Oh, right, and we had money from, yeah. One saying,
Mooney.
So there are 5 downtown property or business owners. 1 business or 3 business at large, 3 community member at large, and 1 association.
5 downtown, 3 business at large. And 3.
so Marisol, you're probably considered a downtown business being the
I'm
DBA.
trying to think where the chamber one.
I think Peter is
I thought we had specific
Yeah, I thought.
language
it was
for
D-
them.
DBA.
DBA falls into, and chamber fall into one of those categories.
Yeah, that was just.
I'll have to look at it.
anyways.
If you're looking for downtown business owners, then we can do some outreach if you're
Yeah.
specifically,
Yeah,
even
that'd
myself
be
or so,
And then
Well, did you have a?
Yeah, I just have one thing for Amanda. I think maybe it's a good idea if city can make a drone video of those, all the lights, those 2 boxes. It look very nice, and we can tell people how it looks like,
And see it in
On our
person, see it in person.
Yeah. Come by.
Yeah, update our video with a nice holiday
Yeah.
And then our February meeting will be
or
selecting
Hallmark
the
movie.
chair and vice chair, so we need to.
You guys can't do it again?
I'm still on, yes.
I'm back, but so, it's all up to you guys, so. Anyways, anything else for number 8? In which case, number 9, we will stand adjourned until, what did we say, February?
Yes, have a great holiday.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you all.
Everyone was asleep.
You get one of these, which is also pretty good.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to that.
Official.
I would recommend going over and checking out the Throne in Sunnyvale or
To be honest.
they are interesting. And I can say, I know from prior city managers say, why would we ever want to do public